Now, we all may know what the Mandela effect is, and if you don't, well, the Mandela effect is an unusual phenomenon where a large group of people remember something differently than how it occurred. I want to dive deeper into where the Mandela effect originally came from the name to even the different occurrences our mind and psychological tricks actually make us believe the Mandela effect. Now, before I jump into today's video, I want to talk about a few things. The first thing I want to say is thank you for all the love and support you guys given on my channel recently. Views, likes, comments, subs, sharing, all of it is so damn crazy, and I couldn't be any more grateful than I've gotten in the past video or two. So thank you again for everything that you guys given me. And there's one other thing I want to mention. Why I keep my videos so short and why I get straight to the point, that I've learned over time that a lot of people like short videos and they kind of just like straight to the point stuff. So I try to direct the video just getting straight to the point, not overbearing it super long unless I have to, and just keeping it to basically the spark notes. The whole channel of Fortune is just to basically get the coolest knowledge of something you can in the shortest amount of possible, so you could go tell your friends about it and then maybe tell them to check me out. But without further ado, let's get into the Mandela effect. In psychology, false memory is a phenomenon where someone recalls something that did not happen or possibly recalls it differently from the way it actually happened. The false memory was investigated by psychological pioneers Pierre Janet, born on May 30th, 1859, and Sigmund Freud, born on May 6, 1856. These two people were the start talk of false memory, and Freud was actually the founder of psychoanalysis, which led to studies from an unconscious mind and a theory of how the mind works and a method of helping people in mental distress. Janet, on the other hand, was a French neurologist and made many contributions to memory research. Janet started his thoughts on false memory, dissociation, and memory retrieval process through hypnosis. Now, these are just the basic starts of false memory between the two pioneers, Pierre and Sigmund. But what did other psychologists do with this memory knowledge later in the years, especially in the year of 1974? In 1974, Elizabeth Loftus and John Palmer conducted a study to investigate the effects of the development of false memory. The first experiment involved two separate studies. It was in the first test, 45 people were randomly assigned to watch different videos of car accidents in which separate videos showed collisions at 20 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour, and 40 miles per hour. After the video was displayed, a survey was given out to the following, which had one big question. How fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other? That was it. No, not really. This question was portrayed on all surveys, but with different words to describe the adjective smashed. They used other verbs like bumped, collided, hit, or contacted. The people estimated collisions of all speeds to average between 30 miles per hour to 40. With all of these different surveys, they showed that the verb conveyed an impression of the speed the car was traveling, and this altered the participants' perception of what the speed actually was. The second experiment also showed participants videos of a car accident, but the phrasing of the follow-up question was extremely critical in the responses. 150 people were randomly assigned to the three conditions of the question. Those in the first condition were asked the same question as the first study using the term smashed. The second group was asked the same question as the first study, replacing the word smashed with hit. Now, the final group was not asked about the speed of the crashed cars, but the researchers then asked that group if they had seen any broken glass, knowing that there was actually no broken glass in the video. The responses to this question showed that the different use, whether the term of broken glass was recalled or not, heavily depended on the term used. A large sum of participants in the quote smash group declared that there was broken glass. The researchers suggest that the memory can easily be distorted by questioning techniques and information acquired. The events can merge possibly with the memory, causing inaccurate recall or reconstructive memory. Another impact that possibly trigger other parts of false memory, not with just this example, but can be confabulation. This involves your brain filling the gaps that are missing your memories to make more sense of them. And that's not lying technically, it's just another way of saying reconstructive memory, but this could also be a part of misleading post information, priming, and even the possibility of alternate realities. The effect originated in 2013 when South African President Nelson Mandela passed away, and many people, especially one person named Fiona Broom, became confused as they thought he died in prison in the 1980s, and a lot of people actually believe this, that Mandela did die in the 80s, to even claim they saw this on television or even a memorial or even a speech given out by his wife. All these claims are extremely funny, as actually none of this ever happened, ever. Broom would find out that she was not the only person who was stumped by this thought, but it was a community, not just 2 or 3 people, but over thousands of people had this same thought. So she would later go on to create her own website and show other occurrences of this effect. The story of Nelson Mandela is not the only example of false memory though, as the idea of the Mandela effect grew along with Broom's thoughts, and other groups of false memories began to emerge into this huge community, which is now the infamous Mandela effect. Now, the Mandela effect may just be a simple psychological trick to some people, but to some scientists, this could be a possible another universe that some say, a parallel or alternate universe. The theory claims that universes exist alongside our own, and the things we remember falsely are different from others, and is actually accurate in one or multiple parallel universes. It's crazy to even think about this, and somehow have we fallen into our own universes and minds? Just why does it exist? The theory is so complicated, and there is always an alternative to each event we have experienced, such as if you flip a coin, it's either going to land on heads or tails, but if it lands on tails in our universe, then it lands on tails in the other one. It's always a split between a yes or no, or a two-sided, or possible 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different possible reality question, such as if you were going to ask a friend, should I color my hair red or blue? In different realities, it could be purple and green, or orange and black. There are so many different alternatives to one question that anomalies might even bring up. But the thing is, how true is the possibility of parallel universes? Well, it could also lead into the possibility of simulation. Now, I don't really want to get into this one as much, as I'm assuming that the whole talk of simulation comes from the trick of, quote, glitch in the matrix, but it's basically like if we were playing Sims in real life. One other thing is also the talk of time travel, and everyone knows, don't mess with the timeline, but do we even have the opportunity to time travel? I mean, I'm not going to really get into that. I would stick with more of the thought of a possible alternate or parallel universe, because there are some scientists that do dedicate their full time with books, researchers, and websites to actually try to find out the truth beyond this. Now, depending on your age, if you are 6, 12, a fetus, or 32, 40, whatever the hell you are, you've probably been stumped by the Mandela effect with these following pictures. Deny it or not deny it. Your choice. That's a different choice in a different reality. I'm sorry, that was stupid. But I do want your thoughts on the Mandela effect. Do you think it's real? Is it a real psychological trick? Is it a different reality? I love the talk of Mandela effect. I think it's really cool and interesting, actually, but I want your thoughts on it. Do you think it's real? Do you think it's fake? Do you think it's a hoax? What are your thoughts? I love talking about stuff like this because it intrigues so many different open minds, and that's what also I like to do as Fortune. I like to leave questions for the viewers at the end of each video, just to leave their mind thinking, or even start their own community in the comment section. And that's what I did also for the Zach Bagans video, because everyone just started talking about their own paranormal experiences or what they even believe about it. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. What are your actual thoughts on Mandela effect? Have you been stumped by it before? And what's a good example that you actually possibly have of it? Without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.